Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day. This is Dan the Tigg, your host for today's Coffee with the Tigg and Friends, volume number 134 for November 24th, 2019. So far, King Mad Dog has joined us on the good old, the hell are we on? brain fart, Discord. Discord channel is open. Yeah. The Discord channel is open for anybody that'd like to join the conversation. I really didn't think of a topic for this week like last week. Last week was the killer topic. We discussed the success or failure of race room racing experience last week. That was a hell of a show. If you want to rewatch that, that's the Coffee with the Tigg before this one, 133, volume 133. So basically, there's a few things. I did move my monitor over, like I was talking about. I moved it over to the side, so it's a little easier for me to see the chat instead of wrecking. You notice when I've been racing, if I look at the chat, I wind up taking my eyes completely off the screen to look at it, and it's never a good thing. So I moved it over to where it's parallel to the main monitor, so it's just a quick glance now. Also, the YouTube situation. I'm slowly moving away from it. If you haven't noticed, none of the trucking shows are on there. And if you've followed what's going on with that, is actually it's on Mixer and Twitch. And if you notice above my head, there is now a Mixer for the latest subscriber. There is a fireworks show for the Mixer followers. We're up to 6, and now we've been using it for a week, so I don't think that's half bad, concerning what kind of shows I do. It's not, the high popular kid games that we play here, so 6 isn't bad in a week, I don't think. So there's that. There's the chat is mixed in here. It should be. Somebody ever comes on Mixer, you'll see that they fixed that. Restreamer fixed that issue, so we're all good to go with Mixer and Twitch. The slow fade out of YouTube, other than maybe an occasional uploaded video, because you can't do that on either Twitch I can't do it on Twitch right now, or Mixer. You can't upload at all, as far as I can tell. As far as I've been digging into it. The pug is back here with me today, so you will hear her snoring occasionally. So we got our little mascot back here. We haven't had her back here in a long time. She's back here with us today, so that's a good thing. That's a good sign. We're gonna have the our little mascot back here with us. The shucking shows have also gotten a little bit more lively since I've been playing music in the background. In the last month, like I said, in a week, we've got the Mixer 6 new subscribed followers over there, but on Discord we've gained, I think, 16 new followers in the last month, which is kind of cool. Because it took forever to get to 50, and like that, bam, we're up almost over 70. So there you go. I think that's a great thing that we're getting there. I added music. If you actually watch the show, I actually have music playing in the background, which you can't do on YouTube. That's another reason why we're getting rid of YouTube. But again, if you follow what's going on with YouTube, they are becoming more restrictive than the government is for our freedoms of what we're allowed to stream and what we're not allowed to stream, what we're allowed to upload, what we're not allowed to upload, what we have to mark off on before we even put something on. They extended the amount of things you have to check off to say it's okay to put it up. It's just getting a little ridiculous. So we will eventually be getting rid of YouTube almost completely, except for maybe Sunday mornings here in the near future. Probably after the new year, we'll be down to only doing the Sunday morning show on YouTube, just to have something going up on there on a weekly basis. Is the racing and everything else is YouTube is pretty much stagnated. It died at 115 followers or subscribers there. So there's plenty of guys on YouTube, the people who watch that it's, I don't mind the competition, but it seems like Mixer and Twitch are beginning to take off for us. So we're gonna plow ahead with those. A few ideas that I've seen, it's not ideas, it's stuff I've seen other streamers do, and a lot of them do it, and that's race with the followers or subscribers, and I'm planning on doing that probably again after the new year when we hit like 100 to 200 followers. By then we should have enough to get 18, 19 people, 20 people on a server and have a little fun that way too. But that's in the far future. At least 2 months, maybe more, maybe not till the middle of next year. We'll see how that goes. But that's a whole bunch of good news has been happening for the program. We've picked up quite a bit of followers in the last month, which floors me. That like I always say, I'm always finding it. I just did this on the whim for shits and giggles. I didn't think anybody would follow me, and if you combine all three of them, it's almost 200 followers on all three services right now. So that's actually pretty amazing. People want to sit and listen to an old man play a game and talk and bullshit, drink beer. Well, I'm not drinking beer, it's coffee in the mornings. Discovered a new beer too. If you have not tried this, it's not new, it's actually old. Keystone Ice. It's 5.9 alcohol. It's actually not bad tasting, and it's cheap as shit. It's cheaper than the freaking Natty Lights, like less than $10 after taxes and deposit here in Iowa. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow on Mixer, King Mad Dog. Thank you very much. We're now up to 7. There we go. That's it. That's where we're going. That's cool. See, fireworks show came up on that one too. So there we go. We're up to 7. We're flying now on Mixer. I don't know how many you have to get before they start promoting you on there, but it doesn't seem like very much, unless you got big boobs. I was flipping through there the other night, and there was some girl bouncing around with a very large set of boobs. I did watch for a few minutes. Completely covered, but she was completely covered, but she was bouncing around pretty good.
You probably don't let your wife hear that much.
Oh, it doesn't bother her. It doesn't bother her one bit. Not one bit at all. We're not that uptight about that kind of stuff. It's just on TV. It doesn't matter. Now, if the girl was sitting here with me, that would be a different story, but she's not, so no big deal. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of where it's at. We didn't have a Zooms on break between each series this week, so yesterday was kind of like I don't know if you watched any of that show. Anybody watched any of that show yesterday? I know I did have quite a few viewers. We were just doing some grab bag stuff and having some fun with the GT3s. We need to get you hooked up on Zoom for that, so you can maybe come join us for that, King. It would be a lot of fun racing with you, having you part of that crowd. I don't know if it's going to be a Tuesday night thing or Saturday morning thing when he does it. I know right now Tuesday, I don't know, this Tuesday we're going to do an official race or not. Maybe just an exhibition race with the Can-Am 66 cars so we get used to them. Make sure everything works and all that fun stuff. So that's what's going on with Zoom. Saturday mornings I have no idea what's going on. Hopefully maybe GT3. I'd like to do some GT3 once in a while. I'm not a hardcore GT3 racer, but I like it. Anyway, or anywho, whatever I say, I don't remember. I haven't said that in a long time. We'll be revisiting the Assetto Corsas at Every Man's Sim subject here in the next couple of weeks. We've got Christmas and Thanksgiving coming off. Thursday night show may or may not go off. I'm not sure, being it's Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be family time, so I may not stream on Thursday night. We'll see, though. Off Thursday and Friday, so we'll see what happens. Might do an 8-hour, 10-hour stream on Friday. You never know what would happen with this crazy show of mine. Other than that, there's really not much going on in the show end of it. I like to cover that a little bit during this one, so you know what's coming up. But tonight, of course, is American Truck Simulator on Mixer and Twitch only. No YouTube. You gotta remember to turn that off. But yeah, that's how that's gonna go. I gotta clean my monitor screen. There's big old nastiness right in the middle of it. Just seen it, well, because my desktop's up there, and I don't usually just have that sitting up there. But yeah, when it comes down to the racing, it's still gonna be taco. Is that what you're eating? Tacos? Because I can hear the crunching.
Yeah.
Must be noon out there where you're at.
I know last night I ate at least 6 slices of pizza last night. And then went back and ate like a thing of dessert and fixed a bowl of ice cream and ate ice cream.
Jeez, must be nice.
Yeah, I was there for food.
You're gonna get fat. No, I'm just teasing.
I'm already at least 200 pounds.
Yeah, you're getting fat. You're too young to get fat. You're gonna find yourself a woman to fatten you up even more. No, I'm just teasing.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to get more right now.
Do or do not. There is no try. Best movie quote of the century.
Yeah, I'm running after her trying to. I'm trying to get with her. Doing my best to.
Well, if you gotta chase them, they may not be worth it. That's all I gotta say.
I do hope she don't stab me if I piss her off. Hopefully she don't grab a pair of scissors and that right shoulder blade. That would hurt like a mother.
Pretty much. What else was I thinking? Oh yeah, we'll be revisiting in the Assetto Corsa as every man's. I did say that, but what we did touch on that a few weeks ago. All we talked about was the new NASCAR modding that's going on in Assetto Corsa. We'll be touching on the rest of the cars and other things that are available in Assetto Corsa. We're pretty much moved on from NR2K, NASCAR Racing 2003. I've not touched that since I quit racing with Delta. rFactor 1, I really haven't touched that much. A couple new mods have dropped for rFactor 2 that I haven't even fired up and tried yet. We may start doing that kind of a show where we'll talk about the new mods on this show. Talk about the new mods and some of the new stuff that's dropping for rFactor 2 and Assetto Corsa. I don't have competition zone. My video card cannot handle that right now, so we won't be doing that one for a while. I also see that I've been paying attention to some of the other streamers a little bit here and there, at least seeing what kind of sim they're running or what kind of, what they're doing. I'm seeing a lot of them are going back to Project Cars 2, doing a lot of that for, especially with the racing with the subs, because it's so easy. There's no downloaded content. It's pretty much point and shoot. If everybody has the same thing when you buy the game. And they're also doing race room experience. It's funny how I just started. We talked about it last week for 2 hours, and I've seen 2 or 3 other guys streaming that over the last week. I just find it kind of funny that I happen to mention something, and knowing that I'm not that big, that the bigger guys start picking up on it. I don't know if they watch me or watch a replay or just see what I'm talking about. But it's kind of funny how that happened. That 2 or 3 of the other guys who stream, especially on YouTube, ran some R3E. Is what they call it. I don't know why they call it R3E. I would call it R3RE, but that's me. The abbreviation for race room racing experience is R3E. But I just find it amusing. Again, this is one more thing. Thank Steve for the headset. Mine, as you all know, died about a week or so ago, and a few days later, these showed up in the mail from Steve. Again, thank you very much, Steve. Very much appreciated. I do believe that I sound a lot better. What I hear is a lot better because it's the 3D sound in this headset. The other headset did not have 3D sound, so it's really, really cool. And we thank you very much for the donation of the headset. Again, publicly getting you out there, buddy. Thanks again. I was thinking about doing some other things, but I just kept pushing it off. We did that long show yesterday with Assetto Corsa and the different mods and stuff, which was fun. And I kind of just blew me off the track of what I needed to get done for today, which is always the case. I never really think about usually what I'm going to do on Sunday mornings during the week, unless something pops in my head like last week's show did, because I was looking at my how many hours I spent on each game or sim, and R3E was very light, and I love sims, and that's what that is. It's a evolution of sims, and I love driving sims. It's just more fun to drive than anything else, and I just don't know why. Even on my offline own time, I wind up driving Assetto Corsa or rFactor 2, which is really weird. Or Project Cars, even less than anything else. And Project Cars is a simcade. We all know that. We're not going to argue that fact. It's a simcade, but it's a lot of fun, and I think we're going to see what happens with that. That may be one of the things we'll figure out. I'll put up a poll on the Facebook page, or the Facebook group and page, and just see if anybody would, eventually when people start signing up for it. I could actually do it on Twitter too. Just see what sim, if we did a racing with followers, what one we would use. That way I can figure out all about the servers and stuff like that down the line. Like I said, that's going to be like 3 to 6 months from now, so it's not something we're going to do right off the bat. Unless people want to volunteer to do it, then that's a totally different story. But I would need them to say something. And then, as I was talking yesterday on the show, coffee cup, yeah, that's what that is. That's the Tigg coffee cup. The Tigg t-shirt. The only time I wear the Tigg t-shirt is on Sunday mornings, and I use the coffee cup every day. And you can get that at the store, and it's in the description below. Turkey dinner. No turkey dinner. It's just typical Tigg babble on about every little stupid thing again, as per usual, just trying to keep things moving along. So you're back to painting for NR2K again, aren't you?
Yep. I'm working on Taylor Body's car right now.
Yep. Have you thought about talking to the guys at Assetto Corsa?
The only thing that's the only thing that's kind of drawn me from joining is TeamSpeak. I really don't want to download TeamSpeak because I've been out of TeamSpeak for I say at least over 6 years now, maybe.
Yeah.
And I just want to be on Discord than to be on TeamSpeak.
Yeah. The one main reason why he's on TeamSpeak is because it's free with this. It's part of the server package, so why not use it if you have it? Discord actually does suck up a little bit more CPU than TeamSpeak does too, so that's another reason why he does it for the guys who've got don't have powerhouse computers like myself and Tom, and I don't think Mick has a powerhouse either.
And mine. Because I got 660 Titan now, but the CPU's bottlenecking a lot.
Yeah, see, and that Discord will help bottleneck that. Just saying.
But I got to get, but like I said, I'm about to upgrade anyway. Whenever I can get all the damn furniture freaking done and paid off, then I can upgrade my computer. But right now, that furniture for my house comes first, and
well, you gotta make sure a SimPod's in that furniture too,
Yeah. I think that furniture was so goddamn expensive until we went to the store Thursday and looked at it.
Oh,
How much I was like, oh my lord, I didn't expect to pay this much for damn furniture.
yeah, obviously you did not go to Walmart.
Nope, nope, nope. That's too far away from us. Literally too far away.
Really? There's not one right around the corner?
Mm-mm. The the nearest one is like 30 minutes to an hour away from us.
Wow. And you live in the
So
South, so that's saying something, because that's their this
yeah,
the South is their domain, was their domain, and of course
well,
Kmart's probably closed
we
by now.
we had a Walmart that wanted to come to our town, but the small people said no to it. And guess what? Those same people still went out of business. And then we just lost Fred's. So Fred's is gone.
Yeah.
So like yeah, I mean, it's like I don't want to get political, but it's like the people in office, the mayor and all that. I think we need to like raise up and let all of them out, get brand new people in there. Someone that's going to actually lower taxes and try to bring people in here because we really like need it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's small
As
town America. I live in a small town, you know that, and it's just not to get again try not to get too political, but the small towns are definitely dying.
yeah,
Hey Tom, what's up, buddy?
yeah, because it's like they they when we lost our major plant back in 2014, then they just jacked the prices up on the taxes, just jacked them up, and it's so unfortunate that people are literally they're leaving in droves in this town. Like I looked at the sensor data from 2010, we're down 3%
Mm-hmm.
from the last sensor. So people are leaving, and I don't blame them. I mean, I really don't. When they want to spend almost $3 million on an airport that they say that brings people in for money for investment. I'm like, we don't see none of that. Like, we don't see people coming in and open up a business. And
No,
no. They just want to waste money. It's like,
that's for people to get
I,
out, not to get in. That's what that's
yeah,
for.
yeah. Like, I don't
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Oh, cool, 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 cool.
yeah, yeah. I
Hi,
don't.
Tom. How you doing today?
All right.
All right. Sorry from yesterday's 2 hour, 4 hour running of Assetto Corsa.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah, I'm
marathon.
trying to figure out how to paint damn templates.
That's why I kind of gave up and let Bill do it. And
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Bill enjoys it, so it's just one less thing on my plate I gotta take care of. That's all.
And that's
I'm,
true. I mean, I just started painting like last week, and I'm only finished with so far 2 teams. I still got probably, if I had to guess, at least 50 something cars still left to do.
And that set's
So I'm literally,
probably sitting
ah,
out there somewhere.
yeah, yeah. I'm literally here painting away, trying to get somewhat done, and I'm like, I'm sitting here just like getting kind of burned out. Like I don't know if I want to continue, but I have to. I don't got no choice.
Sure you do. You always have a choice when it comes to stuff that you're doing. You can do it or not do it. That's
But
that's
anyways, like I said, after I do probably the either the 48 or the 24, or even after the 5, I'm just gonna take a break and probably won't touch painting for at least a month. 'Cause that's what happened.
I haven't actually painted a car since I don't even remember. It's been long before I moved. It was probably way back in July maybe. Last time I painted anything. Maybe. I've trans
yeah, I'll be back. I'll
uh,
be right back.
okay, Tom. I probably transferred. I found some the one in Assetto Corsa, the one WTCC car was the same model that was used in rFactor 2, so I transferred the paint from that to that. But other than that, I have not touched any kind of painting program whatsoever, which is kind of, other than making stuff for the stream, that's it. That's all I do. Um, I want to actually learn how to do some of the truck paints, but for the American Truck Simulator, but I've not even looked for the templates for the trucks that I'm using at the moment. So, Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've been like, I think the hardest paint I've done so far, and it wouldn't be this Carlisle's car. I think it would have been the Rubbermaid car. That was one of the tough schemes I had to make, and
The red and yellow one?
no, the other one, the red and black one.
Mm.
Yeah, that one really got me like sitting here trying to figure it out. And I finally kind of got it similar to how I was supposed to do on the rough art. And I think the bottom I just kind of got a little lazy and just did some random stuff to it. But I got as close as I could. That's all it mattered.
Yeah. So
and I'm doing this Kellogg's car. I mean, I'm posting pictures of it. It looks pretty good with how so far what I've done to it. It looks pretty good.
one of these days when I can wrangle Bill in here early enough, we'll talk sim. We'll talk a lot of. We'll probably do a whole show about sim painting and the extent that people go into to make these paints as accurate as possible. There's a lot out there that are like, it kind of looks like the real thing, but when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's not even close. And Bill is a stickler for making them realistic as possible, and he's released some stuff on race department for Assetto Corsa in trans for the late 60s Trans Am. If you go over there, look for High Bank, you can find that stuff. Those paint jobs are like 99.8% accurate. They're maybe like 0 to, if not 100% accurate. I mean, they're as close to the real thing as possible. So if you were into Assetto Corsa and Trans Am racing, that's the look for. Look for High Bank over at Race Department. Also a Stenod. He's got several sets for NASCAR Racing 2003 where he's monkeyed with the template, or somebody's monkeyed with the template to make them look like the Trans Am cars from back in the day for some of the mods out there. So he does that. He really does that kind of stuff, and I think Assetto Corsa has really lit his fire. He was trying to do it for the Historic X mod for rFactor 1, but that's kind of, that's got its own little niche following, and that's about it. But the Assetto Corsa is still, even though it is a 5-year-old game or sim game, it's still excruciatingly popular, excruciatingly heavily used. So there you go. Because, well, a lot of that's got to do with most of the newer sims that are coming back are 1 series specific. So we'll see what happens with that. Supposedly, Automobilista 2 is not going to be moddable either. So, you're going to be stuck with the 1 series. And Automobilista is mostly South American racing cars. So from what I understand, and I've not really read that much on it, it's going to be mostly the same content that the original Automobilista had, just graphically drastically improved, and of course a better physics engine also. That's what I've read over the year, and not really retain much of the memory on that. So if we'll do a show here, maybe over the holiday season, just to get it. We'll get Bill. I'll talk to Bill during the week and see if I can't get him in here early enough where we can talk about the accuracy of sim painting, the challenges of accurately painting a car from, like he does, from the 60s and 70s to in the sims to make it look like the real thing. We'll cover that. And of course NASCAR will be covered in that also, because NASCAR paint jobs are, since the mid 80s got very detailed and very graphically challenging, and they changed them. They didn't run the same car for 3-4 years and same paint scheme. Even though some of them did as their base, they always had special paint schemes and stuff like that for a few times a year. So we'll talk about that kind of stuff in an upcoming show. We'll eventually get a Sunday morning with the coffee with the Tigg program. I'll get some of the trucking people. I've been talking to a few people, new people that I've met, especially on Mixer. We'll also do once Trucker MP gets updated. I've been talking to a few guys about doing their stream, me doing my stream, and doing a convoy show on MP. So that's also in the works, but that wouldn't be on a Sunday morning. But I wouldn't mind getting those guys in here on a Sunday, and we talk about the future of American Truck Simulator also. You know, that's a big part of my programming. That's a big part of my following. So, you know, I don't like to neglect that on Sunday mornings like I generally do. But I do appreciate those guys immensely for their following and their reviewing and stuff like that. I just appreciate that immensely. So we'll be talking about that. We may even talk about painting for American Truck Simulator. It is possible. I have downloaded templates, but I've never actually attempted to paint anything yet. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll attempt it one of these days, and we'll go from there. But it's just some of the things that, you know, you kick around in your head, and I need to put a notepad on my desk so I can write this shit down so I can remember it. That's the big issue. Again, I'm getting old. We were talking yesterday on the show. There's like three things they don't really tell you about when you get older. Is the diminishing memory capacity, the shrinking bladder, and I don't remember what the third thing was because the first thing. We always have a little fun here, teasing ourselves, but that's about it. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head right now. See, that's why we need something written down so we're not doing top of the head stuff, because my top of the head just isn't currently up to date with what's going on with everything else that we're doing here. But we'll definitely do more shows. We'll definitely do a painting show here on a Sunday morning. We'll try to get American Truck Simulator covered a little bit better on Sunday morning, and stuff like that. That's about all I do. I do have a couple other games I play, but they're so old and outdated, or I just, don't play them that often, actually. I've noticed some of the other streamers that have been doing racing have gotten into some of the first-person shooter games, too. So it's interesting to see what other guys do when the viewership wanes off of the racing. It's interesting. I watch them. I talk to them occasionally. I enjoy sit there and watch and listen to them. And they banter just like I do, so it's no big deal. Other than that, I really can't think of anything this morning. And I know yesterday's or last week's was a 2-hour show, too. So, got keep this close to an hour. But, Bill, if you're listening, next couple of weeks, let me know when's a good time for you to get here at whatever time it is on Sunday morning to talk sim painting. We'll put that show together, and we'll do that show here then between now and Christmas, hopefully. Between now and Christmas, that's about it, really. That's it. We'll hit the Assetto Corsa, Is It Every Man's Sim topic again between now and Christmas. It's a month now to Christmas. It's a month. Y'all, this year just flew by again. Even with the move, it just still flew by for us, and I can't even don't even realize it. Yeah, 'cause today's the 24th, so it's a month of Christmas Eve. You got your presents all bought? Make sure. Hey, if you put me on your list, my wish list is below. Or you can just buy me a bear. I'm just teasing. Kind of. But yeah. Other than that, we may talk about some other things that pop in my head. I need to actually whip out my notebook here and stick it on the desk. That way I can write it down here, because it's in my drawer. I just put it away for the move and never brought it back out. So we'll talk about stuff we'll cover. Yeah, okay. Wasn't even paying attention to that because I've been not watching that. But jeez. As you can see, my room's not completely decorated either still. Anyway, Jeez, I'm at a loss. I like it better when I come up with a topic. That way we got something to focus on. But I really didn't come up with a topic this week. So, rock. Well, we can't talk about rock. We'll be here for 10 days talking about rock and roll music, if that's what you're talking about. And I can't because we're on YouTube. I can't turn on music because we're on YouTube. You can't do that on YouTube. They will throw all kinds of violations at me. I can't even do a 2-second eastbound and down play or convoy play, and they'll throw a violation at me. I did that one day accidentally. I think it was on for like 30 seconds, and I got like 4 violations for that. So YouTube, yeah, YouTube. So that's why it's going away. I think somebody dropped an F-bomb in one of the streams, and I got a violation for that. I mean, I don't care about F-bombs, but on the YouTube obviously does, and they do monitor everything we put out. So they're probably going to hit me with a violation because I'm putting them down so bad. YouTube has completely changed since I joined in 2006. You can put anything up. You can do anything you wanted. And as soon as Google bought YouTube, it's like it totally, completely 180 from, a platform like Twitch and Mixer to the piece of government that it is today. Anywho, I'm really upset with the way YouTube is going, if you didn't notice. I don't know why I'm letting it bother me so much, but it really does. You should be able to have the freedom to stream what you want, other than nudity, or porn. I mean, if you like I do on Twitch and Mixer, it should be just the same on YouTube. And Mick is now playing Assetto Corsa, so he's probably messing with some mod, messing around with he does a little bit of modeling, so he's probably messing around with that. Instead of being here talking to us. We should get him on here and talk about that too one of these days. I'll have to shoot him a PM or something and talk to him about that so he can come on here and show off some of his work. Other than that, I really can't think of anything else. I've been here for 40 minutes and I've been babbling on for most of that time. Like I always do. That's what Coffee with the Tigg is all about. Babbling. But then I babble all the time. I'm real good at it, if you haven't noticed. So, your iRacing career is basically over now? Is that what you're saying, King?
Yes and no. I just ran out of funds, and with me about to move out of my parents' house and everything, I need all the money I can have.
See, and that's that's the problem with iRacing.
I would come back if I could find the funds again. I would actually come back. But for right now, with me about to leave and all that, I'm more worried. I just more focused on getting out, getting my bills, make sure they're paid. And another thing, like I was expecting a 50% discount on iRacing. No, they're not doing it this year. They're only doing like a 25% discount.
Because they're not making any money because people are going away from them.
It's too much. I mean, I can't. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a good sim. If you have the money, go to iRacing. I'm saying if you got the money. If not, just, you're pretty much SLO because there really not any other good sims out there that's very realistic, sadly. But
R3E. It's basically, if you look, if you watch, I've not driven on iRacing since it first came out, and it was mostly oval racing back then. I think Lime Rock was the one free road course you could have, or that came with your monthly subscription. But when I race R3E, and I visualize what I see people doing in iRacing, it's very similar. It's not going to be the same. It's two entirely different companies, but for similarities, it's close, and it is unless you want the oval racing, the iRacing road racing, the R3E is pretty damn close.
Yeah, right. Road racing on iRacing is pretty damn popular. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's really popular. And like my final hurrah is gonna be probably gonna be the 24 hours of Daytona. That'll probably be my final hurrah. And after that, I'm gonna have to let my membership expire because even though it runs until March, I'm gonna let it go. I got a lot of tracks and cars, so I'm good. Whenever I come back, I know I'm gonna be, you know, I'm be
See, you
ready.
spend all that money on cars and tracks. Probably four
Yeah,
or 500. Probably. I'm guessing. I'm just gonna throw that number out.
maybe. I don't
At
know.
least
I know.
300.
I know. Yeah, I know. I get a 20% discount now, so
Mm-hmm.
it does save me money.
The thing about the R3E is you spend $150, I think, for all their content, and then it's yours for life. And they don't have the monthly
Yeah.
subscription, so you don't have to worry about it. You can put it aside, you can come back to it. And they have servers
Yeah.
running 24/7 also if people would actually look at it. That's the thing about iRacing that really bugs me. And it doesn't seem like a lot. It's what, $12 for a month if you do the monthly. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you times
But
that by
it's
12, it's $150 a year just to play the base stuff. And then
yeah.
you got to throw all the extra content in it, and they don't do they do packs, but like the R3E, like I said, from if you start from scratch, do you download the base game and then just go buy everything? It's less than 150 US,
Yeah.
and you got
Yeah,
everything.
but iRacing is for like the real like sims. Like if you're very into racing, iRacing would be your goal. But yeah, they do packs like the dirt sprint cars. I bought the sprint cars. It came with three of them: the 305, 360, and the 410s. So it was kind of I didn't expect for them to do that, and the modifieds the same way. They got them in a pack. So the SK modified and the Wheeler modified is pretty much in one pack for like 11.95 or something. But I understand why it's so expensive. I understand, why they charge so much because hell, this shit ain't cheap. And I think Steve, who is the president of iRacing, when he was talking to Dale Jr. on the podcast, he said to do a track, it's about $500,000, between 500 to $1 million. Same with the cars. Cars is about the same. So I understand why it's so damn expensive. So,
And
but
they got to get
I
that money
really,
from somewhere.
yeah,
John Henry
yeah,
can't pay for it all. So yeah,
yeah,
it's not a poor man's sim. It's basically what it turns out to. When it comes down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's not a poor man's sim. But I'm not saying the other sims are poor man's sim. But it's like I said, Assetto Corsa's popularity has not really waned that much over the last 5 years of since its release. Um, the Assetto Corsa competition kind of fizzled out, but if you look, they're actually adding more tracks. I think they're adding three or four more tracks in the next few months. I don't know if that's going to be DLC where you have to pay for it, or it's just going to be free. I haven't read that deep into the articles because since I don't have ACC, I really don't. I don't pay that close attention to it. But you come down to it. Yes, it's not cheap. It really is not. Well, I understand that. I fully understand that it is not cheap. But I don't. The thing about the $12, or if you're living there for a while, $9 a month subscription fee, it does add up, and it's not for the faint of heart. And I am a dog.
mm,
I've been a diehard sim racer for almost 20 years, even though I've been, I drove into this trucking thing, but I still, I still like, I should, I'm sitting there driving, even when I'm streaming, in the back of my head, I said, I want to be racing. I want to be racing. If you watch some of the trucking streams, which you have done in the past, is I'll pass the AI like I'm racing. you know,
yeah,
to the point where I almost tip over. In fact, Saturday you missed, or it's Friday night you missed it. I tripped over the truck twice doing that kind of crazy shit.
done it. I've done it.
Yep. So, it's
But yeah, but yeah, but you, but like, don't get me wrong. They don't give you they don't give you just two cars and three tracks. You get for the just the basic content with the subscription, you get at least it's like 8 to 10 cars and maybe like 20 tracks.
Oh, they've really upped it since I did it.
Yeah.
I did it
Oh, yeah.
2007, 8, whenever it first came out. I don't even remember now. I did it then, and you got the Legends, a couple of short tracks for that. I can't even remember the road car.
Yeah, so this is
And
what
you
comes
got
with
Lime Rock and I think one other track.
yeah, so this is what comes with the Gen 6 old Cup cars, Ford Fusion, the Chevy
Really? I didn't even know you got cup cars.
Yeah, the oldest Xfinity cars, the 2000 and the Toyota Camry, the Street Stock, and of course the COT, the 2013 truck, and the 2011 Chevrolet Impala, the Global Mazda MX-5, the Cadillac, the Kia, the Pontiac Solstice, the
Oh, that's the car
V8,
you got, the Pontiac Solstice.
yeah, and the MX-5s, both of them, both of the Indy cars, the old Indy cars, street stock and dirt, the Rally Daytona prototype, the Radisson SR8, and the Spec Racer.
Oh, that's not bad actually. Well, I don't have the money to do it now, but I never will probably.
Yeah, and then the tracks that come with it is Luna Singa, I might suck at TC, Charlotte, both Charlottes, the old one and the new one, Lena, Dirt and Paved, South Boston, Thompson, Oklahoma, Concord, Oxford, Lena, USA, Lime Rock, Summer Point, USA, Old Phoenix, and Old Daytona, Old Pocono, and Old Michigan.
That's actually a nice mix, but
Yeah, you get it's not the tracks that look like you ain't getting many tracks, but you think about all the freaking layout, you're getting a damn hand ton of them. But yeah, that's what they do. So like the prototype, we didn't even expect that to get it for free, the old one, but they were like, here, it's free. We're like, whoa, cool, thanks. So, but they do that. They'll like stuff that not really being used. They'll probably give it back as a free content. So
no, that's
it's
cool.
kind of nice. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Same with like the oldest Xfinity cars. Yeah, as soon as they released the new Toyota, the new Xfinity cars, they gave all three of them away for free. The old ones.
Yeah.
It's like here, make content. So, but and you can always find a lead too. There's always somebody running old cars, free stuff, and everything. I even done it. I was running old Gen 6 cars, and then we did a Xfinity for one race. So you can always find something on iRacing to do. But yeah, it's not a 4-man. It's not a 4-man. It's fucking expensive like hell, but it's worth the money. It's really worth the money if you got deep pockets.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and don't buy it. And if you do get iRacing, do not buy just one content at a time. Please, for the love of God, at least buy over 6. At least you get a discount. And also figure out what the hell you want to run before you buy anything. So if you want to go and do NASCAR, go buy the Can-Am car, buy the truck, the Xfinity car, and then the Cup car, and then buy the tracks that go with it, and you're pretty much set. And don't buy it, and like you don't have to buy the Cup car when you start. Just no, that's people do that. You dumb. Buy one piece. Just buy the Can-Am car. Do a season in that. Get promoted up. Buy the tracks for the Can-Am car, and also figure out what's being used the most and buy that. That is my tip. If not, then you're basically just gonna waste your money and and complain about not being able to run anything you want. So yeah, that's my rant. Oh, and another thing, you don't have to buy like the Toyota Camry, the Chevrolet Camaro, and the Ford Mustang and Cup. You don't have to buy all three. You just need to buy one to run that series. Thank you.
See, that's what they'll tell you.
It's just like that's what people think. Like, oh, to do the spinner series, I need to buy all three. No, you don't. You just need to buy one. Literally, that's all you need to do is buy one car, and you can run the spinner. Like the same with trucks. Some people don't think. They just, they don't use their brains. It's really when you don't know what the heck you want to do in iRacing. Yeah, you will probably spend a ton of money. But if you know your goal, know where you want to be, then stick to that goal and don't get sidetracked. It's not really that bad, but some people don't listen.
No,
Like I made the mistake buying the Ferrari GTE. Guess what? I'm not even running that. I'm running the BMW GTE car. I screwed up. That was my first person screwing up on that. So, oh well. But yeah, that's like I said. It ain't if you can afford it, go do Race Room or do AC or rFactor or rFactor 2. Go do them. Just don't do online. Just go find the lead and run that. Just don't do multiplayer unless you can be in the lead that clean and all that. Go on that. But if that because that's what keeps. I think that's what makes iRacing so special. It's just like it keeps the rammers and all that out because like if they go on track and they start ramming people, they're gonna get protested and get banned very very quick. They don't. iRacing don't play with that crap. They don't. They're very strict about it. So, but yeah, you can add on to that if you want.
Well, I've just been scrolling through the car content, and there's actually there's a lot of stuff that's free, and now I'm scrolling through the track content, which I'm really surprised Laguna Seca is a free track. To be honest with you, I am really surprised.
Before I even raced on there, I hated it, but after I did the MX5 ran it, it's actually a pretty fun track.
In the right car, it's a lot of fun. But if you I can drive that in a low power car. I cannot drive it in a high power car.
I can. The Mercedes AMG around it. That's tough.
Oh, they have VIR. I'm surprised.
Yeah, when your car wants about to take off every time you're going through the corkscrew, it's like, oh crap! You're just trying to hang on for dear life. That's not easy. That's tough.
So what's a tech track? What's a tech track?
A tech track is pretty much a track they was working on, but then they stopped working on it, and it's for sale, of course. But
No, they're still selling it. It's not included. I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
They started with New Jersey and Long Beach, but they stopped, obviously, for some strange odd reason.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with like for Long Beach, it's like all the buildings, everything around it. It would like if they.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Tom.
It would become like a really it would really like probably damage a computer because it's so much. So they just kind of worked on it and then kind of put it on the back. And they've actually like conformed it so many times. They probably won't go back to the tech tracks like Long Beach and all that. They probably won't go back.
Well, there's only two of them, Long Beach and New Jersey.
Yeah, it's just like buy at your own freaking risk. If you ain't gonna find a league or series that's gonna run them tracks. Maybe a league, but not an official series because they're just tech tracks. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, it's like I said. That's what pretty much a tech track is. It's just not, they started, they scanned everything, but then, they realized it's like, oh crap, this might be too much. Stop. Don't do it.
Or there's no interest.
Yeah. But they do a cool thing, which if a track is about to be demolished, they actually will try to go and scan it. And I think they did it for Bowden Park and for another one, and they literally flew there and scanned it, went back, made it, and put it up for sale. Even thought the track's no longer there. So they try to do that. They at least try to save some tracks that's been demolished. They'll try to go save it and at least try to get it scanned and all that, and then come back and work on it and release it for us to run on. So they try to at least do that. That's kind of nice for them. Because sadly, a lot of tracks now being destroyed a lot of short tracks and a lot of speedways.
Oh yeah, we all know that. What Tom is talking about on I said it on the chat. He's talking about the cars for um,
Ace.
AC, the painting templates for these particular cars, and he's saying they're quite difficult. Um, this is I actually picked out this one. You're working on the McLaren 650S GT3. Is that what you're talking about, Tom? Is that the one? Wait a minute, it's here. Here we go, opening a showroom. I'm going to open a showroom here real quick, see how that works with the streaming. Yeah, that's it's the Bill's on ZTS, is he?
Well, you're not running version of the content manager thing.
Yeah, I am. I mean, he's.
I say the worst templates. Um, when when I was painting the AMG for my team for our races, my lord, it made me want to pull my hair out because it was like, would be like pieces on the bottom, on the top. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
like you had to sit there and try to figure it out. But thankfully, I found a somebody like did like a number grid, and you put down the template, and that actually helped me paint because I was able to like this is number 40. Go find the 40 on the number sheet on the template. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's half the issue, finding that kind of stuff. But we haven't painted any cars for this. But this is the car I'm going to drive, and when we do GT3, it's all the free content from, or actually the base content, not free, but the base content that comes with Assetto Corsa. No DLCs. Even that's why I'm not driving a Ferrari like I wanted to. But that's cool. I don't care. This handles a lot like the Ferrari and it has the same speeds as the Ferrari, so I don't mind driving the McLaren. Yeah, I'm gonna the same one you are. We're gonna be teammates, Tom.
Oh lordy.
Me and Tom. Oh, we were. Yep, the McLaren, the 650S. Yeah, we're gonna be teammates, buddy. Unofficial teammates. Even though we're all teammates on Zoom. But that's it. That's basically whatever car. I gave Bill a couple of decals, and he's got all my decals actually. I gave him a couple of new ones. We're gonna go with a new sponsor with this series. Keystone Ice. So I can't wait to see what he comes up with. It'll probably be cool as shit as soon as he figures out the template. So there you go. Yeah, we'll.
I'm gonna have to come race.
You're gonna have to get on. You're gonna have to get on download TeamSpeak. Your old login, my login from 15 years ago still worked. So as long as you remember your password, you're gonna have to come on TeamSpeak, and you're gonna have to break down and join us for this. Oh, I hope not. Let's hope he comes up with a cool paint job. That's all. But yeah, you're gonna have to come join us. I mean, you're missing out on a lot of fun. Seriously. Anybody out there's got AC.
I'll probably like I said, I'll probably look down with TeamSpeak. It's just that's how I'm just kind of moved on to TeamSpeak because I mean I just don't use it. It's not my cup of tea.
Right, and I moved on too, and I didn't use TeamSpeak but for one league 15 years ago. Most of it was on Ventrilo. Now Ventrilo's dead, so
Is he? Well, he's the one that started TeamSpeak.
I don't know. I didn't look into the history of it, but I started actually out a little bit way back 20 years ago on Roger Wilco. I talked about that a little bit a couple shows ago. That started out on Roger Wilco, moved to Ventrilo, did TeamSpeak for one league, and then moved back to Ventrilo. And now Discord is the thing. But again, the thing about Discord is it does use up a lot of CPU. It runs heavy in the background. That's the one bad thing about Discord. It does run heavy in the background.
They changed the logo system the last time I seen them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember the old logo was the speakers and all that.
Yeah, they're changing a lot. They're becoming, and the fact that they went to, they have the phone, and it's turned into more of a chat program too. It's kind of like what Skype was trying to do 15 years ago, but didn't get there. And now they're owned by Microsoft. Yeah.
And then me and my friend from Discord. We've been on Discord
Ever since, yeah. And for what the Discord does, it's very good. But running in the background, I even have a little problem running in the background. When I did it a few times on Trucker Stream, it does use up way more than TeamSpeak does.
I'm seeing it's using between 0.4 to about 2%.
Yeah.
CPU.
Yeah. And then you throw in Assetto Corsa on top of that.
So,
you throw
you. Much for me, though.
Yeah.
It's got things. Oh, that's probably why.
So anyway, that's about our hour today, and really out of a lot of topics, out of things that we were just bullshit for the last half an hour. That's about all I got today. Well, again, I'll talk to Bill and Tom and you and see if we get Ian on here about doing a show about sim painting, the accuracy of it all, and all that fun shit. And we'll re-hit Assetto Corsa. Is it every man's sim? Again, we'll hit that topic again. But that's about all I got for today. I gotta close this out. How the hell do you close this out? Oh, there it goes. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to all my supporters. I much appreciate everything you guys do for me. Thanks to King Mad Dog for being here today to talk. We'll be back tonight with a truck simulator, probably around 8, 9, or 9, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks for watching. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.